They've misled you about the true essence of as above, so below. What you've heard barely scratches the surface, and the depth of this wisdom has been shrouded in mystery for centuries. This phrase is not just an esoteric saying or a mystical enigma. It is a fundamental law of existence. The universe operates in patterns, mirroring itself across all levels of reality, from the vast galaxies above to the hidden realms within you. This is not a metaphor. It is a blueprint of existence. The forces that shape the cosmos are the same forces that shape your mind, your emotions, and your life. Yet, this knowledge has been distorted, dismissed, or hidden, leaving many unaware of the incredible power it holds. What would change if you truly understood this principle? If you could grasp how every thought, every belief, and every inner transformation is reflected in the outer world, your entire reality would shift. This understanding is not a distant concept meant for sages or mystics. It is the very fabric of your being. Today, we are peeling away the veil, diving into the truth they don't want you to see. This ancient wisdom originates from Hermetic teachings, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure said to have unified the mysteries of the mind, matter, and spirit. But what does this mean in practical terms? It means that the same forces shaping the constellations above are influencing the currents of your emotions. Just as the tides respond to the pull of the moon, your inner world is shaped by unseen yet powerful energies. Look at the patterns of nature, the spirals of a seashell, the veins in a leaf, the branching of a river. These are not random occurrences. They are expressions of a fundamental harmony that exists on every level of reality. This is why sages and seekers across history have studied nature to understand themselves. The microcosm and the macrocosm are not separate. They are reflections of each other. The universe is not outside of you. It is within. Understanding this truth is the first step toward unlocking your true potential. Think of a raindrop falling into a still pond. The ripples move outward, expanding in perfect symmetry. This is how your thoughts shape your life. Every belief you hold sends waves through the fabric of reality, influencing what you attract, what you experience, and how others respond to you. If your inner world is filled with doubt, fear, or chaos, your outer world will reflect the same. But if you cultivate clarity, strength, and purpose, the universe will mirror that back. This is why the greatest masters of wisdom always emphasized inner transformation. Your reality is not something that happens to you. It is something you shape from within. The deeper your awareness of this connection, the more you can consciously align with the forces that govern existence. You are not separate from the universe. You are an extension of it, a living embodiment of cosmic intelligence. Have you ever noticed how your energy affects the world around you? When you are confident, people are drawn to you. When you are anxious, even small challenges seem overwhelming. This is not coincidence. It is the law in action. Consider the phenomenon of resonance. If you strike a tuning fork near another of the same frequency, the second one will begin to vibrate without being touched. Your mind operates in the same way. Whatever frequency you hold internally attracts matching energies externally. This is why ancient teachings emphasize alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with universal principles, life flows effortlessly. But when they are scattered or conflicted, resistance appears. The key is not to force reality to change, but to change the frequency you emit. Transformation begins within. Here's something they don't want you to realize. This principle is not just about understanding. It's about application. Imagine two people walking through the same storm. One sees it as an obstacle, something to fear. The other sees it as nourishment for the earth, an essential part of the cycle of life. The external event is the same, but their internal realities are different, shaping their experience in profound ways. Your perception is not passive, it is creative. You are continuously shaping your world, whether you realize it or not. When you truly grasp, as above, so below, you stop feeling like life is happening to you and start realizing that life is happening through you. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a participant in creation. The mind and the universe are not separate entities. They are different expressions of the same intelligence. The more you cultivate awareness of this, the more you step into your true power. This wisdom is why ancient traditions emphasize balance. In the physical world, imbalance leads to instability. A tree with shallow roots will collapse in a storm. A river without flow will stagnate. The same is true for your inner world. If you live disconnected from your higher self, your outer life will reflect confusion and struggle. But if you align with the deeper truths of existence, harmony becomes your natural state. Hermetic teachings do not separate the spiritual from the material. They teach that spirit expresses itself through matter, and matter is animated by spirit. This is why true wisdom is not about escaping the world but understanding it, aligning with it, and moving in harmony with the forces that govern it. Once you internalize this, everything changes. Take a moment to observe the patterns in your own life. What cycles repeat themselves? What emotions seem to echo through your experiences? What beliefs keep manifesting as reality? These are not coincidences. They are reflections of your inner state, proof of the law in action. The universe is a mirror, always revealing to you the frequency you are holding. When you begin to consciously shift that frequency, through your thoughts, your emotions, and your awareness, your world transforms. This is the path of wisdom. This is the key to mastering your reality. The question is no longer whether, as above, so below is true. The question is, will you use it to awaken, or will you remain asleep to the power you hold? For centuries, the wisdom of as above, so below was guarded as a sacred teaching, whispered through the halls of mystery schools and encoded within ancient texts. To many, it seemed like poetic mysticism, an abstract riddle reserved for those seeking esoteric knowledge. But what if this principle is not just a relic of ancient thought, but a fundamental truth that science is only now beginning to comprehend? As our exploration of the universe expands, the gap between the mystical and the scientific narrows, revealing an undeniable pattern. The very structure of reality is built upon the foundation of reflection and interconnectedness. The grand celestial bodies, the cycles of nature, and even the electric currents flowing through your brain all follow the same intricate dance. What unfolds on the cosmic stage is mirrored in the smallest aspects of existence. This is not metaphor. It is the hidden code of the universe, a truth that has always been present, waiting for us to recognize its profound significance. Consider the undeniable presence of fractals, patterns that echo themselves infinitely across different scales. These formations, seen in spiraling galaxies, the branching of trees, and even the microscopic pathways of your neurons, illustrate a cosmic symmetry. Nature itself whispers the truth of as above, so below, in every curve of a seashell and every unfolding fern. What happens at one level of existence is reflected at all others, an endless repetition of form and energy. Even modern mathematics has confirmed that these fractal structures are not anomalies, but the fundamental blueprint of reality. The ancient sages spoke of the interconnected web of existence, and now we see it woven into the very fabric of nature. What the mystics intuited thousands of years ago is now visible under the lens of modern science. It is as though the universe is speaking, revealing its secret. Nothing exists in isolation. Every force, every movement, every thought is part of a grand symphony of repetition and reflection. Look even deeper, and you will find evidence not just in the visible world, but in the invisible forces that govern existence. Quantum entanglement is one of the most baffling discoveries in modern physics, a phenomenon where two particles remain connected, instantly reflecting each other's state, no matter how vast the distance between them. This discovery defies the conventional understanding of space and time, yet it aligns perfectly with the Hermetic truth that all things are bound together in an unseen web. What occurs in one place ripples through the whole, proving that separation is an illusion. The implications of this are staggering. If the tiniest elements of reality are bound together in this way, what does that say about the deeper connections between your thoughts and the world around you? Could it be that your mind itself is entangled with the greater cosmos? The more we uncover, the clearer it becomes that the principles guiding the movement of celestial bodies are the same forces shaping your inner world. The micro and the macro are not separate. They are two expressions of the same vast intelligence. Even our perception of the universe itself is being reshaped by new theories. The idea of a holographic universe suggests that every part contains the whole, just as a single piece of a hologram holds the complete image. If this is true, then each fragment of existence carries within it the essence of the entire cosmos. What this means is staggering. The vastness of the universe is not separate from you. It is imprinted within you. The ancient Hermeticists understood this long before science caught up. When they spoke of as above, so below, they weren't just referring to a philosophical idea. They were describing the fundamental architecture of existence. What lies in the vast reaches of space is reflected within your consciousness, just as a droplet of water contains the same patterns as the ocean. If you begin to recognize this, you will see that you are not small, you are not insignificant. You are an expression of the infinite, woven into the very essence of creation itself. This truth is not new. It has been spoken of in different ways throughout history. Jesus taught, "The kingdom of heaven is within you," a statement mirroring the Hermetic idea that the divine and the human are not separate, but reflections of one another. The wisdom of sages and visionaries has always pointed toward the same realization. There is no true division between the inner world and the outer world, the seen and the unseen. The great psychologist Carl Jung explored this concept through his work on synchronicity, the profound, meaningful coincidences that reveal an underlying pattern connecting thought and reality. He believed the mind and the universe were intertwined, an insight that aligns perfectly with the Hermetic understanding of interconnectedness. It is no accident that throughout history, those who sought the deepest truths, whether in philosophy, psychology, or spirituality, all arrived at the same realization. The universe is a single, living system, and you are an inseparable part of it. When you begin to truly see these connections, as above, so below, is no longer just a poetic phrase. It becomes a guide for understanding the very nature of reality. This principle is not something distant or theoretical. It is something you can observe and apply in your own life. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts and emotions shape your experiences? How a state of peace within creates harmony in your surroundings, while inner chaos manifests as turmoil in the world around you. This is the principle in motion. Your inner state is not separate from your external world. It is the blueprint from which your reality takes form. This is where the true power lies, in understanding that by shifting your internal world, you alter the reflection in the external one. The sages knew this, the mystics practiced it, and now science is beginning to validate it. When you grasp this, you will see that you are not a passive observer in life. You are a creator, shaping the world through your thoughts, intentions, and awareness. One of the greatest illusions of existence is the idea that spirit and matter are separate. We have been taught to think of them as opposites, one intangible and ethereal, the other dense and physical. But this is a misunderstanding. Spirit and matter are not divided. They are two expressions of the same force, just as light and shadow are part of the same reality. The Hermetic teachings have always emphasized this truth. The physical world is not separate from the spiritual realm. It is its reflection. Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared, tells us that energy and matter are interchangeable, that all things are vibrating frequencies of energy taking different forms. The ancients understood this long before physics had the words to describe it. The universe is not composed of dead matter, but of living, conscious energy. The stars above influence the rhythm of life below, just as your thoughts influence the shape of your experiences. Spirit flows into matter, shaping it, and matter in turn reflects the movements of spirit. This is the true meaning of as above, so below. It is not just an idea to ponder. It is a key to unlocking the mystery of existence. When you embrace it, you begin to see reality as it truly is, an infinite, interconnected whole. You are not separate from the universe. You are a reflection of it. And in that realization lies the power to transform not just your life, but the world itself. You have felt this connection before, even if you didn't recognize it at the time. Think of moments when your emotions seem to shape the very atmosphere around you. When fear grips you, your body contracts, your breath shallows, and the world suddenly appears hostile. But when you are filled with joy, everything seems lighter, your posture shifts, your face glows, and even strangers seem friendlier. These are not mere coincidences. They are proof that your internal state is not separate from your external reality. It is in constant dialogue with it. What happens within you ripples outward, shaping your experience of the world. The Hermetic teachings understood this long before modern science began to explore it. They taught that the external world is not just something you passively observe. It is a mirror reflecting the energies and intentions you carry. This is why two people can stand in the same storm, yet one sees it as an omen of disaster while the other sees it as a cleansing force. The difference lies not in the storm itself, but in the way it is perceived. As above, so below, as within, so without, is not just a poetic phrase. It is the architecture of existence. The moment you align your inner world with clarity and intention, your outer world begins to reflect that harmony. This is the unseen force shaping your destiny, the law that governs transformation. Science is only now beginning to confirm what mystics have long understood. Neuroplasticity, for instance, reveals that your brain rewires itself based on your thoughts, experiences, and habits. When you dwell on negativity, your neural pathways strengthen around those patterns, making it easier to fall into cycles of doubt or fear. But when you cultivate positive, empowering thoughts, your brain adapts, creating new connections that make resilience and clarity your default state. This is not magic. It is the natural law of mind shaping matter. The Hermetic teachings go even further, asserting that reality itself is not just a reflection of your thoughts, but an active participant in your creation. Every decision you make, every belief you hold, sends ripples through existence, affecting what you attract and experience. This is why discipline, mindfulness, and self-awareness are not just personal growth tools. They are instruments for aligning with the hidden rhythms of the universe. When you refine your internal world, you are not just changing yourself. You are shifting reality itself. The power of transformation does not lie in waiting for the world to change. It lies in changing the way you engage with it. Look at nature, and you will see this principle at work. Sacred geometry, the foundation of all living things, reveals a deep order that connects everything from the spirals of galaxies to the petals of a flower. These repeating patterns are not random. They are the fingerprints of an intelligent, interconnected design. The Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, the delicate symmetry of snowflakes. Each of these is a testament to the unity of spirit and matter. When you meditate on these patterns, or simply observe them in your surroundings, you align yourself with the deeper structure of reality. You begin to feel more centered, more attuned to the subtle forces shaping your existence. The same principle applies to your personal life. The obstacles you face are not random hardships. They are signals, guiding you toward inner realignment. Likewise, the moments of beauty and synchronicity that appear in your life are not coincidences. They are reflections of the balance you have cultivated within. Once you embrace this perspective, life ceases to feel like a series of disconnected events. Instead, it becomes a fluid, interconnected experience where everything, your thoughts, actions, and emotions, plays a role in shaping the greater whole. Understanding that spirit and matter are one gives you an unparalleled sense of freedom. No longer are you at the mercy of external circumstances, waiting for change to come from outside. Instead, you realize that every shift within you creates a ripple that extends far beyond your own life. This is the true power of the Hermetic teachings. It is not about escape, but mastery. When you see the unity between your internal and external worlds, you stop reacting to life and start shaping it. You recognize that success, happiness, and peace are not things to be chased, but states to be cultivated from within. The beauty of as above, so below, is that it is not just a philosophy, it is a method for transformation. It teaches that small, deliberate changes in your mindset and energy can set into motion profound shifts in your reality. This is the secret that those who understand the deeper laws of existence have always known. One of the simplest but most powerful ways to apply this wisdom is by examining the nature of your thoughts. Your dominant mental patterns create the lens through which you experience the world. If your thoughts are filled with doubt and limitation, those patterns will manifest externally. You will find reasons to believe in your fears, as reality begins to mirror your inner uncertainty. But when you shift your thoughts toward possibility and confidence, the world begins to respond in kind. This is not just optimism. It is alignment with the natural law of correspondence. Consider how your presence affects a room when you enter it. If you are filled with frustration or sadness, the energy shifts. People can sense it, even without words. But when you walk in with joy or confidence, the atmosphere transforms. Others naturally mirror the frequency you emit. This is the law in action. The energy you hold within you influences the energy of your surroundings. The wisdom of as above, so below is not just a concept confined to thoughts and beliefs. It extends into the realm of action and daily practice. Every small choice you make is a ripple in the vast ocean of reality, setting into motion waves of transformation that reach far beyond the moment. This is why the habits you cultivate, your morning rituals, the way you nourish your body, the energy you bring into your environment, are not just routine behaviors, but acts of creation. A single moment of mindfulness, a single decision to choose growth over fear, aligns you with the greater forces of the universe. Consider the seemingly simple practice of meditation. In the present moment, it may feel like you are just sitting still, breathing, observing. But in reality, you are rewiring your mind, strengthening your ability to remain centered, dissolving stress, and increasing clarity. Over time, this practice shapes your life, influencing how you respond to challenges, how you interact with others, and how you perceive the world. What begins as a small, internal shift eventually radiates outward, altering the course of your reality. This principle applies not only to the mind, but also to the spaces you inhabit. Your external environment is both a reflection of and an influence on your inner state. If your home or workspace is chaotic, it can contribute to a scattered mind, making focus and peace harder to maintain. Conversely, an organized, intentional space creates a sense of clarity, grounding you in harmony. This is not simply about aesthetics, it is about resonance. A room filled with clutter holds stagnant energy, while a space infused with light, order, and intention invites clarity, creativity, and peace. Your environment is an extension of your energy field, a living mirror of your mental and emotional state. When you shift one, the other naturally follows. By consciously shaping your surroundings to align with your intentions, you reinforce the internal state you wish to cultivate. The same is true for your physical health. Your body is not separate from your emotions, thoughts, or spiritual essence. It is a vessel through which these energies flow. Stress, for example, does not remain confined to the mind. It manifests physically as tension, fatigue, or even illness. Emotional wounds, if left unhealed, may express themselves through chronic pain or imbalances in the body. But just as the mind influences the body also influences the mind. This is why practices like yoga, breathwork, and mindful eating are more than just wellness routines. They are sacred rituals of alignment. Through movement, breath, and nourishment, you bring harmony to the physical vessel, making it a clear channel for higher awareness. When your body is in balance, your thoughts are clearer, your emotions are steadier, and your spirit flows with greater ease. True health is not just the absence of illness. It is the presence of vibrancy, a dynamic equilibrium between the seen and unseen aspects of your being. Challenges, too, are part of this interplay. When difficulties arise, it is easy to see them as external forces acting against you. But Hermetic wisdom invites a deeper reflection. What is this obstacle teaching you about your internal world? Is it mirroring a hidden fear, an unresolved wound, or a resistance to transformation? The external world is a teacher, constantly reflecting back to you the areas where growth is needed. Instead of resisting challenges, you can begin to work with them, using them as portals for deeper self-awareness. The moment you shift your perspective from victimhood to empowerment, the nature of the obstacle changes. Instead of being a roadblock, it becomes a doorway, a catalyst for inner evolution. And when you shift within, the outer world inevitably follows. Perhaps the most powerful way to live by this principle is to align your intentions with universal harmony. When you act from a place of authenticity, integrity, and purpose, your energy resonates with the natural flow of life. Instead of forcing outcomes, you move in rhythm with the unfolding of events. Imagine pursuing a goal not from a place of fear, desperation, or competition, but from a place of passion, growth, and service. Suddenly, doors open effortlessly, synchronicities appear, and opportunities flow toward you. This is not luck, it is alignment. The universe is constantly responding to your frequency, shaping reality in accordance with your inner state. When you operate in harmony with higher principles, life ceases to feel like an uphill battle. It begins to move with you, supporting your path with effortless precision. Living by as above, so below is about becoming a conscious creator. It is about recognizing that you are not a passive observer of life, but an active participant, shaping reality with every thought, every emotion, and every action. The smallest shifts within you send ripples through the fabric of existence, influencing not only your personal experience, but the collective field of energy that connects all things. This is why self-awareness, intentionality, and discipline are not just personal virtues. They are the tools through which you sculpt your destiny. This principle is not an abstract idea, it is an invitation. An invitation to step into alignment with the greater rhythms of existence. To understand that harmony is not a passive state, but an active practice. To walk the middle path, one foot in the spiritual, one in the material, moving through life with both presence and purpose. Many seek balance, but misunderstand its essence. Balance is not stillness. It is movement, a constant flow between the inner and the outer, the unseen and the seen. It is not about renouncing the world in pursuit of spirit, nor is it about losing oneself entirely in the material. True balance is knowing that both are reflections of the same infinite source. To align with this principle, begin with self-awareness. Most people live in a state of reaction, unaware that the struggles they face externally are often echoes of internal discord. If life feels chaotic, ask yourself, where am I holding chaos within? If relationships feel strained, reflect on your own ability to give and receive love. The world is always reflecting back to you the state of your inner being. The moment you recognize this, you regain your power, not to control external circumstances, but to transform from within. And as you change, so does the world around you. Balance is key. The modern world pulls us toward extremes: constant stimulation, relentless ambition, or an obsessive focus on either material or spiritual gain. But Hermetic wisdom reminds us that true fulfillment comes from walking the middle path. Ambition, when fueled by ego, leads to burnout. Spirituality, when disconnected from grounded living, leads to detachment. Harmony is found in honoring both, the practical and the mystical, the physical and the divine. You are both human and infinite. You are both grounded and limitless. You are both a ripple and the ocean. When you align with this truth, you are no longer struggling against life. You are flowing with it. You see challenges as teachers, habits as tools for creation, and every moment as an opportunity to shape reality. This is the true power of as above, so below. It is not just a principle, it is a way of being. A way of living with awareness, intention, and mastery. A way of recognizing that every step you take within yourself shapes the world around you. And in that realization, you become not just a seeker of wisdom, but a creator of it. Meditation is more than a practice. It is a doorway to the deeper currents of existence. By stilling the restless waves of the mind, you open space to hear the whispers of your higher self, the guidance that is always present but often drowned out by distraction and noise. In those moments of silence, you tap into the same intelligence that moves the stars and shapes the tides. Even a few minutes of meditation each day begins to shift your inner world, fostering clarity, reducing stress, and strengthening your connection to the infinite. This shift does not remain confined to your mind. It extends outward, influencing how you navigate life, how you respond to challenges, and how you radiate presence into the world. The principle of as above, so below is woven into this practice. Your internal peace mirrors itself externally, shaping your reality in ways you may not even recognize at first. The more you align with stillness, the more life begins to flow in harmony with you. Nature as the mirror of universal truth. Few teachers express the wisdom of the universe as clearly as nature. The ancient Hermetics looked to the natural world as a living scripture, where the laws of existence revealed themselves in cycles of creation, transformation, and renewal. The shifting seasons, the gentle unfolding of a flower, the steady current of a river, each reflects the cosmic balance of expansion and contraction, growth and release. By immersing yourself in nature, whether by walking through a forest, gazing at the night sky, or feeling the rhythm of ocean waves, you synchronize with the greater flow of life. These experiences are not just moments of relaxation. They are recalibrations of your energy field, reminders that you, too, are part of this vast, interconnected web. Just as the universe moves in harmony, so can you. The more you observe these natural rhythms, the more you begin to live in alignment with them, finding balance between action and rest, effort and surrender, movement and stillness. The power of small habits in universal alignment. Many believe that transformation requires massive change, but the truth is, it is the smallest, most consistent shifts that create the most profound results. Your daily habits are not separate from the grand forces of the cosmos. They are micro-expressions of the greater patterns shaping reality. Something as simple as beginning the day with gratitude recalibrates your mind toward abundance, shifting your perception from lack to possibility. Practicing self-discipline, whether in your diet, exercise, or daily routine, is not just about self-improvement. It is about mastering your energy, refining the signals you send into the universe. Even the way you breathe, the food you consume, and the way you hold your posture contribute to your alignment with the flow of existence. Every action, no matter how small, is a seed that grows into a greater outcome. This is the essence of Hermetic wisdom. What is cultivated within inevitably expresses itself without. Surrender and flow, trusting the cosmic design. Living in alignment with the universe does not mean controlling every detail of life. It requires surrender. But surrender is not an action, it is trust. It is the understanding that the universe is always conspiring in your favor, even when the path is unclear. When you stop resisting the natural currents and instead learn to move with them, you find that life unfolds with far greater ease and grace. Imagine a river. When you fight against its current, the journey is exhausting. But when you allow yourself to flow with it, the movement becomes effortless. The same is true for life. The more you align with the principles of as above, so below, the less resistance you face, and the more you experience synchronicities, opportunities, and clarity. Personal transformation as a ripple effect on the world. This alignment is not something you achieve once and for all. It is a lifelong practice, a continual deepening of awareness. But as you transform within, the effects are not limited to your own life. They ripple outward, influencing your relationships, your community, and even the world at large. The Hermetic teachings remind us that individual change is not an isolated event. It is part of the collective awakening. When you elevate your consciousness, you contribute to the elevation of humanity. History has shown that the most profound societal shifts begin with inner transformation. Consider Mahatma Gandhi, who declared, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." His personal commitment to truth, nonviolence, and spiritual discipline became the foundation for a movement that changed history. Martin Luther King Jr. did the same. His internal conviction in the power of love and justice became a force that inspired millions. These figures did not wait for external change. They embodied the change first, and the world responded. Their lives exemplify the truth of as above, so below. What they cultivated within themselves became a reflection in the world around them. The power of small actions to shape the collective. It is easy to wonder, how can my personal transformation possibly impact something as vast as the world? But the answer is simple. Everything is interconnected. Just as a forest thrives because of the unseen symbiotic relationships between its plants, animals, and soil, human consciousness is part of an energetic ecosystem. Every thought, action, and intention contributes to the whole. When you cultivate peace within yourself, it naturally influences your interactions. A calm presence can diffuse conflict. An act of kindness can inspire someone to extend kindness elsewhere, and a single moment of understanding can bridge divides that once seemed insurmountable. This is not just spiritual philosophy. It is the mechanics of interconnected systems. Nature offers endless examples of this collective harmony. Bees pollinate flowers, ensuring the survival of plants, which in turn provide the sustenance bees need. No single entity exists in isolation. Balance is achieved through cooperation and mutual support. In the same way, when you align yourself with universal harmony, your energy contributes to the well-being of the whole. You become a living example of balance, and those around you naturally begin to resonate with that frequency, embodying the principle through acts of service. One of the most powerful ways to embody, as above, so below, is through service. When you contribute to something beyond yourself, whether through kindness, mentorship, creative expression, or simply uplifting those around you, you amplify this principle in the most tangible way. Service does not have to be grand. Even the smallest acts of generosity align you with the natural rhythm of giving and receiving. Sharing wisdom, supporting a friend, or simply radiating compassion in daily interactions sends ripples of harmony into the world. Technology as a tool for conscious evolution. In the modern era, the ability to spread wisdom has never been greater. Social media, podcasts, and online communities allow ideas to travel across the globe in an instant. When you share your experiences of transformation, you plant seeds in the minds of others. Some may not resonate with your message at first, but for others, it may be the spark that ignites their journey. The collective shift of human consciousness is not one grand event, but millions of individual awakenings happening simultaneously. The path to a harmonious world. The world's greatest crises, environmental destruction, social division, material excess, stem from a disconnection between spirit and matter. Humanity has lost sight of its intrinsic unity with the natural order. But when individuals realign with universal harmony, they bring this balance back into the collective. Moving from a mindset of scarcity to abundance leads to sustainable solutions for both people and the planet. Shifting from fear to love creates bridges where there were once divisions. The healing of the world begins with the healing of the self. The universe is not separate from you. It moves through you. The principle of as above, so below is not just a philosophy, it is a living truth. And when you embody it, you don't just change your life. You become part of the great cosmic symphony, playing your role in the evolution of all things. The journey of transformation is not a solitary path. It is part of a greater unfolding. We are not isolated beings, moving through life disconnected from one another. We are threads woven into the same vast tapestry of existence. The principle of as above, so below reveals that what shifts within the individual inevitably influences the whole. When you align your mind, emotions, and actions with universal harmony, you are not just improving your own life. You are participating in a much larger movement, a ripple in the great wave of collective awakening. Revolutions do not begin with grand proclamations. They begin with the quiet, unwavering choices of individuals who commit to living in alignment with truth. Imagine a world where millions awaken to this understanding, choosing to live in integrity with the rhythms of the universe. A world where people embrace self-awareness, kindness, and inner mastery, allowing their transformation to reflect outward into their families, communities, and societies. This is not an unattainable dream. It is a natural unfolding, guided by the very laws that govern existence. Just as a single seed holds within it the potential for an entire forest, a single moment of consciousness expansion has the power to shift the world. This is the essence of the Hermetic principle. Transformation is inevitable when enough individuals choose to walk the path of authenticity, wisdom, and harmony. And it begins with you. Your inner work is not just for you. It is for the world. Each time you cultivate peace within yourself, you send a frequency of balance into the collective. Every time you choose understanding over judgment, love over fear, clarity over confusion, you strengthen the field of consciousness that connects all beings. The greatest mistake is to believe that individual efforts do not matter. Every thought, every emotion, every action is an offering to the greater whole. The universe does not measure impact by size, but by intention. What you shift within yourself will ripple outward in ways far beyond what you can see. A blueprint for harmony. The true meaning of as above, so below is far more than an ancient maxim. It is a blueprint for living in resonance with the universe. It is an invitation to recognize that everything in existence is part of a unified field, from the cosmic dance of galaxies to the smallest choices you make each day. Your inner world, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, acts as a tuning fork, setting the frequency for your external reality. To align with universal harmony is not to manipulate the outer world, but to refine the inner. By shifting your internal state, you shift your entire experience of life. This principle does not promise an existence free from challenges. Challenges are not punishments. They are invitations to alignment. The frustrations you encounter, the limitations you perceive, are not barriers to your growth. They are reflections of places within you that are calling for healing, for expansion, for greater understanding. When you see obstacles as mirrors rather than barriers, transformation becomes natural. Instead of resisting the lessons life presents, you begin to work with them, using them as stepping stones toward deeper harmony. What if you began to approach life this way? Instead of seeing difficulties as evidence of failure, you recognize them as messages, signposts pointing toward areas where balance can be restored. Imagine how differently you would move through life if every setback was understood as an opportunity for refinement, an invitation to shift your internal landscape so that the external world reflects a new, more aligned reality. Transformation as a practice. Understanding this principle is only the first step. Living it is the true practice. Transformation is not a single event. It is a way of being, a continuous unfolding that requires awareness, discipline, and trust. It is the willingness to meet yourself honestly, to release what no longer serves you, and to embrace what aligns with your highest truth. This path asks for courage. It asks you to see beyond illusion, to take responsibility for your internal world, and to trust that as you shift, so does everything around you. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the old patterns whisper that change is impossible. But those moments are part of the process. Every time you choose to realign, every time you choose growth over stagnation, you reinforce your connection to the greater whole. You step deeper into your role as a conscious participant in the unfolding of reality. The beauty of as above, so below, is that it reminds us that our transformation is not isolated. It extends beyond our personal lives and into the collective. When you embody these truths, you inspire others, not by force, but by example. People are drawn to authenticity, to those who radiate wisdom, peace, and purpose. Your commitment to your own growth is a contribution to the awakening of humanity. You are part of something greater. It is easy to forget how deeply interconnected we all are. In a world that often glorifies individualism, we are taught to believe that our struggles are personal, our victories isolated. But nothing could be further from the truth. Your energy affects the world. Your healing heals more than just yourself. Your light illuminates more than just your own path. When you align yourself with the rhythms of the universe, you become a beacon, not by trying to change others, but simply by embodying what is possible. Every great movement in history began with individuals who first transformed themselves. Gandhi did not start with a nation. He started with himself. Martin Luther King Jr. did not begin with a movement. He began with an inner conviction so strong that it could not be ignored. Their actions, their words, their presence carried the power of alignment, and through them, the world shifted. This is how transformation spreads. It begins as a spark within, and then it ignites the collective. The ripple effect of awakening. Perhaps you wonder, can my personal transformation really make a difference? The answer is simple, yes. Every great river begins with a single drop of water. Every vast forest starts with a single seed. When one part of a system changes, the entire system must adapt. Your alignment with truth, harmony, and universal wisdom sends ripples into the collective field. The way you speak, the way you move through life, the way you treat others, all of it carries energy that influences the whole. What if your presence could shift a room? What if your peace could calm a storm? What if your love could soften a hardened heart? These are not lofty ideals. They are realities that unfold when you choose to live in alignment. The principle of interconnectedness is not just a philosophical idea. It is the foundation of existence itself. Just as a single star's light reaches across the vastness of space, so too does your energy travel beyond what you can see. Live as though every thought matters, because it does. Live as though every action shapes the world, because it does. You are the change. The Hermetic teachings are not ancient relics. They are living truths, waiting to be embodied. You are not separate from the universe. You are a reflection of it. The transformation you seek in the world begins with the transformation within. By choosing to live in harmony, to cultivate inner peace, to align your actions with truth, you are already creating change. And as you change, the world around you changes. This is the great unfolding. This is the power of, as above, so below. This is the path of those who awaken not just for themselves, but for all.